Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. I overheard her give Ooni of Ife ultimatum. It's either peace or I walk again. Kabiesi wants to disgrace all of us to satisfy Queen Naomi. Gospel broke down in tears. Like, it became such a big issue at a time like this where there were tons of visitors in the palace. Now, it's true that, Kabiesi is the father of all Odua children across the globe. And from so many different countries, when they come as, an entity, they come to visit their father, that is Kabiesi. Sometimes when they come from the US, especially those who, have gone over to the US or overseas, given birth to children, raised their children, when they decide that they want their children to return back to learn about their root a little, they used to bring their children back to Nigeria. And one of those places they really love to go to is the Palace of the Ooni of Ife to meet with the Ooni of Ife. Only recently, some people came as a group from Canada to see their father in Ile-Ife. Yes, they visited children, the Odua children from Canada. They came as an entity to visit the Ooni of Ife. And, while Kabiesi was preparing to come out to receive them, something happened. And they said it was gospel. Gospel, came up with this allegation that a month back she overheard when Naomi visited the palace, that she was to go see Kabiesi in his chamber. But as she was getting there, she overheard Queen Naomi's voice. And Queen Naomi was saying to Kabiesi that it's either peace or I walk again. So apparently, all the things and the decisions that Ooni of Ife is making now, Ooni of Ife is making decisions just to satisfy Olori Naomi, that the disgrace and everything, that the dishonor that they are getting right now is just to satisfy Olori Naomi. And that's exactly what Kabiesi is doing, that she was crying so much and making so, as in all of these allegations, yes. But they say Kabiesi was very pissed off, like very pissed off that Kabiesi asked her to walk out away from his side, get away from his side. And that, informed the reason why you see that Kabiesi was that they said, for those who were there, I know some of you come and ask me pictures and all of that, I don't have the pictures. They said that for those who were there, that the whole of that event, where, Kabiesi is a very lively person. If there's one thing that he does that the Yoruba people love is the way he receives people. He's very receptive, and the way he will smile, and the way he, in fact, everything about him is very welcoming, okay? But for the first time, this group of people came from Canada to meet with Kabiesi. Kabiesi was very light. I think what happened, he just couldn't control the way he felt. Like, he could not even pretend. Like, it was written all over him. Like, that event really made him angry. Now, at a time like this where, one would expect some level of remorse, people will be coming out with all of these allegations just to make Naomi look as the, brain behind all the decisions that Kabiesi is making. So what is making Gospel this upset and saying all of these things right now is because, that some people came from her hometown, Ijebu, to speak to Kabiesi about their predicament, that Kabiesi should, temper justice with mercy, that instead of taking immunity away from them, they should rather put them outside the palace, not disgrace them like that. And that failed. Then another thing that happened again, they said that is Gospel, flew to London to meet a particular woman that holds a very big position in Ile-Ife, who is actually very close to the Ooni of Ife again, to speak to the Ooni of Ife. With everything that woman said to the Ooni of Ife, they said the woman is somebody who is actually very close to the a very big female chief also in Lagos, who is close to Gospel. Now you do know that Gospel has been in Lagos, and she was, I think, a personal assistant to one-time governor. So she knows a lot of people there, and these people also know Kabiesi. So she was hoping that, with all of these connections and all of that, they'll be able to influence a decision for her, be able to influence Ooni of Ife's mind. But apparently they have spoken and all of that, and nothing is happening. Nothing has moved up until now. What is today's date? I think today's date is 16. Nothing has moved, and that is frightening. That is something that is not, looking good. Like Gospel is devastated about the fact that up until now, Kabiesi has not moved, and Kabiesi is still standing by what he said the other time, that there needs to immunity be removed. And so it looks like, a situation where you have turned to the right, nothing has changed, and turned to the left, nothing has changed. And right now you don't know what to do. You just want to cry. You just want to make it, shout and make people feel like it's some other person's fault, trying to push blame again to Olori Naomi. So a lot of people might say, okay, pushing blame to Olori Naomi at this time does not matter. No, they all have their fans, people who are, for them, and those who are against them. Okay, just as Naomi has got fans, so they also have. So it's the narrative that you push to your fans that they will be working on. And Kabiesi does not want that. It's not as if Kabiesi is afraid they can do anything to Olori Naomi, but Kabiesi feels like it's a little too late for all of this nonsense right now. And of all the time that you want to bring this kind of crisis to the palace is when we have these visitors from Canada. A lot of these children are coming to learn about their tradition, coming to learn about the history and all of that. And these are visitors in the palace. Of all the days, why would it be today that you want to bring this? But apparently, maybe they had plans, because what happened after that time would be Ebony, Ebony's outburst as well, making it look as if they had plans, they knew what they were doing, and they had to do what they had to do to kind of, make this very serious. And Kabiesi was so pissed off. So when these people came to meet with Kabiesi, Kabiesi was frowning. Kabiesi was not happy. Kabiesi was like, it's not like before where, something will happen. Maybe there will be an engagement. These Oloris will kind of be able to say something or do something, or when they go out there in public, they act as if nothing is happening. They said this time the man could not help it, that he was so upset. People who were there, they just saw that Kabiesi was not in the mood at all. And again, this is not a good time for him. He had some kind of relationship with I don't know. Well, it's not a good time for a lot of our leaders, because, of course, a lot of them are also bereaved. And so, Kabiesi as well. They say she was crying and basically, making a lot of fuss that Kabiesi is not the one ruling the palace right now. It is Olori Naomi that is ruling the palace, that Naomi, everything that Naomi demands is what Kabiesi is doing. Everything. As a matter of fact, there are so many other changes that are being done in the palace that is actually coming from Olori Naomi, that Naomi is influencing Kabiesi. Kabiesi is Naomi is the one ruling the palace. Why must Kabiesi want to disgrace all of them just to suit a pretty face that feels like she deserves better than every other person? That who the hell does Naomi think she is? What is that thing that is giving Naomi the mind to think that she is better than all of them? They said she made a whole lot of fuss, a whole lot of allegation and all of that. And do remember that there were some elders there, and she was kneeling down and crying and saying all of these things that she was saying. So basically, maybe she's in that place where it's looking like, okay, if you refuse, if you insist on the immunity, I am going to put you out there, let people know what you are doing. Maybe that's what she intended. But of course, this is exactly what they said is going on in the palace. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.